I love the Christmas season. I love getting into the Word with you as a church. I love Genesis 3:15, the first gospel promise. I love Galatians 4:4 that just mirrors that, where at the perfect time, in the fullness of the time, God angling all of human history to the one pinpoint moment when Christ was born. He sent forth his son, born of a woman, born under the law, that he might redeem those under the curse of the law. And get into Galatians 5:4-5 there, which says that we would receive the adoption as sons. And because of that, we are heirs of Christ. We have a gospel hope for eternity, and our future is secure, which frees us up to live right now without fear, without shame, without being bound by all the things that just weigh us down all the time. Even though we see it happening, but we don't need to live that way. We don't have to live that way. If the Son shall set you free, you shall be free indeed. This is what Jesus said. And so we have seen in these Sundays so far, we're focusing on the 5 Sundays of Christmas on our steadfast hope in Christ, and gospel hope in the promised Son. So we started with, hope in the promised Son, Genesis 3:15. The next week was hope in the prophet like Moses. We looked at Deuteronomy 18:5. But this coming Sunday, hope in the coming King. We're going to be looking at Psalm 2, verses 6 and 7, but also getting into the gospel accounts and how it's pointing to Christ the King, and just the idea that when there's hope, when all kings fail, when all kingdoms fall, Christ is the King over all, and that is our assurance, and that is where our hope is anchored, not on shifting sand of this world, and it really makes it purposeful how we live today. If Christ is King over all, that means he's king over our lives. And if he's king over our lives, that means he's our authority. If he's our authority, that means we have confidence in him, and that his word drives things, and that the Spirit in us, using the word, we're out in action in our homes, in the community, in our workplaces, in our schools, on our teams, whatever we're a part of, to make a difference for Jesus and the gospel. As I often say, as I pray at the very end of the services, Lord, send us now by your grace, for your glory, to do your will. That really encapsulates life in Christ. And I hope that by God's grace and for his glory, you're doing his will today.